We're going to be talking about liposuction, fat transfer, how to get rid of that big belly without getting a tummy tuck, and big announcement, we got this contest going on. You can win 50% off your procedure. And this is, we're trying to attract, we're calling it a top influencer. And so I'm trying to look for people who will help us to encourage others to get along this path. And there's a couple of people that this is really going to be easier for, but this is meant for everybody. So the top influencer is ultimately what we're going to do is every single month now, listen to this, every single month someone is going to win 50% off. And every single month, what we're going to do is we're going to ask all of our patients, every patient that comes in to get a procedure, we're going to ask them, who is the person who most influenced you and helped you to make the decision to transform your life? And we're going to compile those votes. And again, these are all of our actual patients who get procedures. Those people were influenced by somebody. So we want them to share with us who influenced them. And that individual who influences the most people to change their life, we want to reward them with 50% off. So this might be one of our previous patients, because I know a lot of our previous patients, they want more liposuction. And many of them are still, they share their stories. And I know that, sharing your journey, sharing your story, it's a major influence to other people who are looking to get the procedure. And it's really what you're doing is you're paying it forward, as I've said in the past, paying it forward. So you're helping others just like you. So this is a contest encouraging you to be a better person, and we're rewarding you for helping other people. That's what I'm trying to build here. I want to build this natural, organic way where people, after you get your procedure, it's natural that you just turn around and you help someone else. You share your story, you answer questions, and essentially now it's like, after we do this procedure for you and help you get rid of these big bellies, it's like you got this big flashlight. Now you can shine it back so everybody can see what you did. And that's how this stuff works. And as you show them your story, you influence them to make a better decision. And that's the key. It's helping other people to make a better decision. So previous patients, that should be pretty easy. There are going to be some larger influencers. So in the past, we've worked with some larger influencers who have big followings. And those type of people obviously can make a big splash in this type of contest, and we want to attract those people to us. Now, those individuals may find us on their own, or maybe you have a friend or someone who has a large following who is an influencer, and if you are the one that brings them to MyShape Lipo and helps us to capitalize on their influence, then not only will the influencer win, but you'll win as well. And that's why this is for everybody. So we're trying to attract someone, an individual, people who can help influence and help others into making better decisions. And yes, I was just talking to Granville before this. This is a surprise for everybody. Our staff members, this is the way they're hearing about it as well. Right? This is the way I roll. So, Kat, congratulations. We got this new contest going on. What's up, Rebecca? Yep. Rebecca won this contest previously, and that's what got her started on this path. So that's what I'm trying to help. And Rebecca is really, she's one of the people that's kind of influenced me to do something like this, because she has been amazing. And I really hope to find more people like her. And I want to, highlight her, because she's exactly what I'm looking for. People that selflessly give of themselves to help other people. And if I can attract more people like that, it's going to be better for everybody involved. Everybody. Because I know that those individuals that are looking to get this procedure, they don't really know what to do. They're unsure what to ask. They don't really know what to expect. So having I'll call it a mentor. Having a mentor as someone that can help you avoid the pitfalls and make the right decision. And that's really what I'm looking to encourage. I want to encourage, like my previous patients, to utilize their experience to help others to avoid the pitfalls that they appreciated or they experienced. Kat saying get 50% off the formal consultation. That's not what the contest is, Kat. We may have talked about that, but that's not what we're doing at this point. This is a 50% off contest, and we're looking for influencers, people that, again, you're just looking to share the information. So we have, we have the ability to do these type of things where we can get rid of these bellies, these hanging bellies. We can get rid of them without a tummy tuck. So it behooves you to share this knowledge and information with people who would benefit from it. So I'm sure the CDC says that 60% of our population is considered obese now. So that means that 6 out of 10 of your friends are probably obese and probably need something like this. So now you have the opportunity to benefit by sharing this information with them. And that's what we're hoping to do. So look, I mean, I don't know how many people it's going to take for, to win this contest, and this is what we'll see. We're going to do this every month. I'm going to do this every single month. And maybe we give out more than one person wins this. I don't know. It just depends on how active people get, and, how influential you want to be. But look, as long as this is beneficial for my shape, we're going to make it beneficial for you. So as long as more people are coming, then we want to reward whoever is helping. That's the way it is. That's the way I feel about this. Because ultimately, I spent a bunch of money on Facebook advertising, Google advertising. I'm giving all this money to these big corporations. And this is where I think people are realizing that the big corporations are sucking up all the money, and really, if we can take the power away from them. And it's through these influencers. It's the individuals who are getting the ability to influence others. So now the power comes to the individual. And so the individual can now earn a living, in this case, save 50%, thousands of dollars off their liposuction procedure and change their life. Rebecca says, I don't get asked if I'm pregnant anymore. It's good to hear. Good to hear. All right, let's see what Instagram has to say. So thank you guys for jumping on today. I really appreciate it. Stacy Ding is in the house. Stacy's another one of those people that I really want to highlight. She is the type of person that I want to attract more of. And she's always positive. She's always helpful. She's had multiple procedures. She never complains. She's always happy about her life, and she's gone through, I know that she's gone through some terrible things, but she doesn't complain about it. She just keeps on kicking, Tracy Tate, what's up? You said you're ready. Good to hear. So now, we're doing this 50% off contest. There's a link to enter the contest. So if you're interested in, you want me to watch and see what you're doing, enter the contest. So we have a link on Facebook. Up in the post, there's a link there. On Instagram, I pinned it there. And we will be getting it on YouTube shortly. So enter this contest. You're going to get some emails, just kind of reminders and some ideas of how to be more influential. But more importantly, it gives me a little bit of information about you. And when we're looking to choose the winner, it has to be somebody that's entered into the contest. So you have to be entered in there so we can visibly be looking to see that you're doing things that are, beneficial. So
and YouTube, that's me.
Okay, let's see.
Right on top of that, Tracy Tate.
Oh, it didn't come through yet.
Oh, did you block me on YouTube?
I don't know.
Hey, it's telling me something.
You piss me off sometimes. Okay, is there a sale going on? Oh my darling, yeah. So it's not a sale; it's a contest for 50% off, and it's to be what we're calling our top influencer. And every month, all the procedures that we do that month, each individual patient will be asked who influenced them, and they may actually vote multiple people. So it's going to be interesting how this works out. But at the end of every month, we're going to choose one person who will win this 50% off contest, and reward them for paying it forward and sharing the knowledge and information that you capture from these channels and helping, really, it's just sharing with your friends and family that this is possible, because most people don't think it's possible. And when you say with words that this happens, most people are like, yeah, whatever. It's probably too expensive, or it's probably whatever. And they make up excuses of why they don't do it. But this is why you need somebody that you trust to tell you. So I want to recruit individuals that are like, well, I'm not religious, but we'll use like a biblical term, like disciples, right? You're disciples of MyShape Lipo, where you go and spread the good word and share that this type of thing is possible, because I want to get the word out there. And I could do this through spending a bunch of money in advertising, but I don't really like that, because when you spend it in advertising, you don't really know who you get. This way, I know that you're telling your friends and family, which I'm hoping, if I attracted you, I'm hoping that they're good people as well. I only want to deal with good people, and I want the people that are ready to transform their life. That's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the people that are right at that cusp. They're like, I'm just so sick and tired of this crap of living with this body and having all these restrictions and limitations and low self-esteem. When you're so sick and tired of that crap and you're ready to change, then you'll do anything. And when you'll do anything, that's when it's time to work with me, because I can give you huge dramatic change really quickly. But you have to continue with the lifestyle changes, or else things don't stick. So yes, we can suck a bunch of fat out, makes a big change. But if you continue eating poorly, and you continue not exercising well, you continue being chronically dehydrated, the same things are going to reoccur. So you will just gain weight, but you'll gain weight in a different area. And your medical problems that you might have, where high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever the issues that you might have, they will just continue if you continue with the same lifestyle habits. This is something that modern medicine is just not telling you. They're not saying that almost all of the medical problems that we have are due to lifestyle. Almost all of them. Now, yes, there's some genetic things, but even the genetic things are influenced by lifestyle. So you may be more genetically prone to cancer, perhaps, but it's the actions that you do that trigger the genes that make that happen. So just because your mom or your dad or grandparents, just because they got cancer or had some disease, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get it. Just because it's genetically within your genes doesn't mean it's going to happen. There are millions of gene expressions that just don't get expressed. And they get expressed typically through lifestyle situations, whether that's the food that you eat, the toxins that you're taking in, lack of exercise, whatever it is that you're doing that's harming your body. That's the stuff that leads to, and the thing that sucks is this doesn't happen right overnight. It doesn't, and that's what people don't realize, because when you eat that donut today, you don't realize that it's going to go straight to your ass, right? And it might take a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks until you start appreciating the extra pounds, but it happens eventually. And then the problem is when it happens really slow, and it takes decades for these medical problems to happen. Like you may develop diabetes or high blood pressure, or heart disease, or PCOS, or whatever issues that you're developing. It happens over time. And it's not just one thing that you do, it's the thing that you did over and over and over and over and over and over for decades. And the unfortunate thing is that a lot of us do it to ourselves. In fact, all of us do it to ourselves. I personally, when I was younger, and I've gotten off this stuff now, but I had high blood pressure, and I had heart murmur, and my grandfather died at 50 something of a massive heart attack. Now, when I understood that with the idea of, genetics it's inevitable, right? It was depressing, and it made me it is what it is. But then I learned something different. I heard a different idea. Someone said, wait a second, that's not true. What they told us about the genetics, that's not necessarily true. The lifestyle things that you do, you can but you can do things that will decrease the chance for those genes to express themselves in a cancerous way or in a disease process way. You can do things. And when you do these things, you can live a healthier, longer life. So when I learned that, I was like, hell yeah, I'm down for that. And so I started changing. I started learning more, and I started figuring out different ways to, uh, you know, improve myself, whether that was through diet, whether that's through exercise, whether that's through changing my habits, eliminating bad habits, reducing my toxicity from different toxins. All these things are something that I felt like I could control, and it gave me back the power. And so now I have the power to do the things that are going to ensure that I can live longer. Now, short of being, hit by a train or car accident, obviously, freak accidents can happen, but I hope that the actions that I'm doing now will allow me to live a longer life. Okay, let's see. She's Candy Lover 89. She was one of our previous influencers that we worked with, and we would like, if you know somebody like her that is an influencer that might be interested in transforming their life and utilizing their channel to promote their life change, that would be a great opportunity. And if you are able to connect, then not only will the influencer win the contest, but you'll win as well. So we're going to encourage people to bring us the connections to help us out. Okay, Lux in by Nat says she's 2 weeks post-op and obsessed. Good to hear. Stacy says, "What's up, Granville?"
Hey.
Okay. All right, Nancy Live says she's gonna have her procedure done in a week. Can't wait. It's super exciting. So Nancy, now here's the cool thing, right? So you get the procedure. Now this is what I would expect, or what I'd hope. I'm assuming that at some point you're probably going to want to get other things done. Most of our patients, especially the larger volume patients that we're taking out fat, and we have to attract just the belly. Typically, these individuals, they need other procedures, whether it's completing the waistline or upper body or lower, whatever the case. So this is what I want to encourage, Nancy. After you get your procedure, you are now the expert. You are the expert, and you have the ability to help other people, because now others who are just like you are right now, where you're not really sure, you're anxious, you're nervous, anxiety. There's a lot of people that are out there just like that, and they're trying to make a decision. Like, is this the right thing for me, or is tummy tuck better for me, or gastric bypass or sleeve, or whatever other options there are to this type of life change. It's hard to make the decision when you don't know anybody that's had the procedure. So Nancy, now that you're getting the procedure, you're now the expert. And so as you turn back and you help these individuals by just simply sharing your story, so you post the pictures, you write a post and talking about your story, and explaining how it is, other people who read that, who are just like you, will connect with you, and they'll see that story and it'll inspire them to, because in the mindset, what people will see is, if that person can do it, I think I can do it too. And when you're making decisions, sometimes it's that little speed bump that I'm not sure if I can do that stops you. So when someone influences you and they say, hey, you can do that because I did it, and this is how, boom, 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 this is just do these things. And so when someone helps you with that, it makes the whole process a lot easier. Not only that, you feel more confident in the decisions that you make. And I'm just trying to create a loving, helpful environment where our previous patients have now the opportunity to influence positivity. It's like this, when I talk about paying it forward, now I want to encourage it even more. It's make that ripple effect. I want you to help someone else. And then when that person comes in and they get the procedure, I want them to help somebody else, and then help somebody else, and then help somebody else. And if you can do that, we can help change so many lives. And to me, this is what's rewarding. I'm here to help influence and change people's lives. And if you want to be a part of that, I'm going to reward you. And I want to attract as many people to me as possible that will keep me on this path of making a change in this world, one individual at a time. And I know it can be done. We've been doing this for a long time. I know it can be done. And my patients have already been doing it just because they want to, because it's rewarding, because they like helping other people. Now I'm going to reward you even more. So every month, someone else is going to win. At least 12 per year. Okay, let's see. Azeneth says you want to get your mom a consultation. How do you do it? Okay, so you go to our website, myshapelipo.com. The first thing, if you can just simply get pricing, you don't need to send in pictures. We have a quick quote. So when you go to our website, myshapelipo.com, you're going to click on the quick quote, and you're going to enter the basic information, answer a few questions, and it'll give you essentially a quote, so you can know the pricing, so you have some idea, and you can know whether this is like way out of your range or right in your range. And then once you're more serious and you're ready to move forward with the procedure, the formal consultation, it's $100, but you meet with me directly. You're going to send in pictures, you go through your medical history, we develop a plan to get you on the path. So go to the website, and there's both of those options there for the quick quote as well as the formal consultation. Oh, you said your auntie just came and she looks amazing, so I want to take your mom. That's awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, this is exactly the influencer. You are now the influencer, right? You're influencing these other people just by sharing the information. This is perfect. Okay, so make sure, you know, when your friends or your family or relatives or mom or auntie, whoever comes in, just have them say, hey, this person influenced me, and now it's like you get a vote. And every month we're going to announce a new one. And so if you're hoping to get a procedure, then maybe you can get 50% off. Wouldn't that be amazing? You know, so hopefully, you know, just keep telling people. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be watching this, and like I'll be tallying up these votes every month. So like, say for example, you know Nancy, or you know, you send in, you know, multiple people this month, but someone else came and they sent in more for this month, then you know, then they might win, but everything's gonna carry over. So as you get more time doing this, you influence more people. I'm just gonna keep adding it to your tally, and you know, when it's your time to win, it's your time to win. Yes, Nancy, show them that it's actually possible. That's the thing that for me is really the big thing. I think that most people, especially these larger individuals, it's depressing, and they feel like it's not possible to do it on their own, and they feel like, you know, they go to the gym and they work out and they don't see results, and it's depressing, so they stop, and it's a cycle that they go through. And then when they feel bad about, you know, stopping going to the gym, they go back to the old habits and the lifestyle and the eating habits where they're just basically making things worse. And then they feel bad about themselves, and then they feel like, okay, I got to do something, and then they do some push. Okay, I'm going to do this diet, and they make all kinds of restrictions which they can't maintain, and you know, then they're right back. You know, so they go up and they go down, they go up and down. And at some point, you just got to make a decision. You're like, you know what? I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this going up and down, this roller coaster ride of emotions, of weight, of, you know, it sucks. It sucks. And when you're tired of riding that roller coaster, those ups and downs, then it's time to change. And when it's time to change, this is a great start. This is a catalyst. Liposuction, you know, once you get rid of these bellies, all of a sudden, when you go to the gym, you're like, this is kind of cool because now I can see my bellies, right? I have these patients when they do their arms, right? They do their arms and they're like, wait a second, I got these bumps right here. What is this? I'm like, that's your tricep. And they haven't seen that for decades, right? And that's the cool. I love when people complain and they're like, what is this? It's all irregular. And it's your muscle, right? You also have muscles on your stomach. You got to work a little bit harder to make those things show, but they're there. And this is the opportunity. It is possible. It's possible. What you had on your body is just like a blanket. We get rid of the blanket and take it off you, then all of a sudden whatever you're supposed to be, it comes out. That's the power of liposuction. You know, when you got these bigger arms, it's a struggle, it's a limitation. I mean, I know those girls, they hate putting their arms up because they got this waddle. Nobody likes that. And because of that, it limits you mentally, it limits you physically, it makes you hide, it gives you restrictions on the type of clothes you can wear because shirts don't, you know, your arms don't fit in the shirts. It sucks. But this is a solution. This is something that you know, if you weren't aware that this is possible, and many people are not aware, and so that's why I'm talking about, like, to influence others. There are so many people that just have no idea that this is even possible. So if you're here and you're hearing me and you're interested in helping other people, just just spread the knowledge. Point them in our direction. Have them listen to one of these lives. Have them check out the website. Have them go to the private Facebook group. Private Facebook group is an amazing place. If you haven't joined our private Facebook group, get on the Facebook, search under groups, My Shape Lipo Support Group, and all of our not all of them, a lot of our previous patients, you know, the ones that the pictures you see us behind me, a lot of those are people who are sharing their pictures and their story publicly. So essentially, they're influencing others by sharing their story, and that's exactly what I want to keep pushing. I want to, as these patients come through and get procedures, I want them to anticipate that they want to get more. I want them to anticipate that they can utilize their story now to help other people, and help other people to help themselves. Help themselves get 50% off. You get 50% off by helping other people. It's correlation, right? So helping other people, paying it forward, that's what this is all about. Now, maybe you're an influencer and you have a huge following, right? And the people listen to what you say. So when you start talking about something like liposuction and sharing the knowledge, sharing the experience, these are things that people, if you have people that listen to you, they'll listen and they'll start moving towards our direction. That's really what we're trying to do. Just kind of like the shepherd. You want to shepherd the people in the different directions to come towards the light, come towards the answers, the things that they're looking for. Because many of these people, they've been looking for solutions for decades. They just don't know the answers. Nobody's told them. Nobody's said that this is possible. Because the people that they've heard, maybe they've heard you have to get a tummy tuck. And they're like, I don't want to get a tummy tuck. I don't want general anesthesia and I don't want the big cut. So those type of people, they may have just, you know, they're like, okay, this is not for me. I'm just a big girl. That's the way it is. That's not the way it is. You don't have to be this big girl or this thick girl or whatever you call yourself. You don't have to be that. That's just a total bullshit label that you've given yourself or someone else has given you. That's not you. It's as if you have a blanket on you and we're just taking the blanket off. That fat is not you. We can remove it and unveil what's underneath, which is your body, which is, you know, not everybody's the same, but we all have the similar shapes underneath. We're similar. We have some degree of this hourglass figure. So I'm just trying to create the natural shapes that you already have. Yep, Stacy says when you share your journey, you're helping the next person, and that, you know, that's really what this is all about. And, you know, for me, I personally like doing this procedure because I like to see how I'm able to physically change the individual. That gives me that physical verification or validation. But I also like to see over time how it changes the individual's confidence and their ability to live their life and do fun things. And it's like, it's almost as if I'm living through you, right? So now you're able to go, you know, out to the lake and put your bikini on, or go to the beach or pool party or whatever it is and feel confident with yourself. I feel like I'm there. I'm experiencing the joy and happiness that makes me feel happy. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Stacy, but I think that when you are able to influence someone else, you guys get the same feeling. It's pretty freaking cool when someone you knew who was on the fence, they're not sure what to do, and you say, hey, just do it. Just trust me. Just do it. And that person says, you know what? I trust you. Not me. They trust you because you told them. And when they go ahead and go forward with this and they get these amazing life-changing results and they're on the same path as you, it's a bond now. The two of you are bonded. And for potentially the rest of your life, you're going to have this connection that you've helped somebody, and that person will feel I wouldn't say like a debt is not the right word, but they feel gratitude. And that's really what it is. And I hope, you know, if someone is giving you, you want to feel gratitude back. But instead of paying that person that gave you, it's to turn around and help somebody else. And then you can get the feeling too. And you can see it's so freaking cool when you're able to take help these individuals to change their life and And then, especially when it's when your friends or family, so you can see the long-term benefits. Oh, it's so cool. It's the coolest thing ever. All right, Rebecca. So make sure you share and be active on his lives to get more noticed. Yep, that's it. So when you sign up for this contest, the link to sign up. So if in Facebook, there's a link in the post. On Instagram, I pinned the link, and I think you have to copy and paste it there. And did it ever come on? It never came on to YouTube. YouTube doesn't like you, Granville.
Let me click it again.
So, click on the link, and then actually in the entry, I gave some suggestions of ways that you could be influential. So there's some things that you can do, like sharing, commenting, liking, anything on our channels. Those are really easy ways for you to get noticed. And so when I say get noticed, like I can see all those things. Those are all really easy to see. In our analytics, we see, it's a shame, right? But the truth is, like, I can see everything that you're doing. This is what social media has allowed for us to do, which is probably the big problem now. But we can see that you like, you post, you share. And when you tag MyShape Lipo, we can see what you've been doing. Like, say for example, you recommend us to a friend and you tag MyShape Lipo, then we can see what you did. And so then when that person comes in, we know without a doubt it was from you. How about this? How about maybe some of you are part of other groups, like liposuction groups, tummy tuck groups, cosmetic surgery groups, whatever it is that individuals, maybe like the BBW was the Big Beautiful Women. Is that what it is?
Yes,
yeah. Yes. Some of those that larger people, groups, then maybe those people would be interested. But so going into these groups as if I went in there personally, it would be like advertising and marketing, and they would kick me out. But if you go in there, you can connect with these individuals and share your story, or share the story of some of these other individuals, and guide them into our group, guide them into our channel, and help them to make a better decision. And maybe that means leaving something publicly, or maybe that means making a private message, so you can private message somebody. That's probably the safest way to do it, is private messaging, and just keep these individuals. But look at this, like planting seeds, because just because you find one person on some of these groups doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to convert into a patient. So it's like planting a bunch of seeds. You have to go plant all over the place, help as many people as you can, and eventually one of those things are going to pay off. Two of those things are going to pay off, and so you become more influential. The more people that you can attract and connect with, the more likely you're going to influence them to make a right decision.
Your Instagram picture is a little off.
Okay, sorry. Rebecca's laughing that we blocked you. Okay, Rebecca says, my friend has a lot of mirrors in her room, and I disliked what I saw until 2 days ago when I saw myself post lipo and couldn't believe how good I looked in her mirrors now. See, these are like the little things, right? And the thing is like on a testimonial, review, or like those formal things where people write whatever they write, it's fluff, right? To me, the powerful information is what Rebecca just said, is when like little things happen that just make you realize, like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? Like when you don't have to take your blood pressure medication anymore and your blood pressure is controlled. That's freaking amazing. You won't see that in reviews. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but most of the time not. But it's these random posts that is every single day you'll see something new. Like Rebecca said that she just happened to be at her friend's house where she hated getting in front of the mirrors, but now she got in front of the mirrors, is like, wait a second, this looks pretty damn good, right? And when you start to feel that way about yourself, it's inspiring, it's motivating. And correct me if I'm wrong, Rebecca, but I'm sure that your friends and family are so happy for you that you've made the changes that you've made, and they've watched you come along this journey, this path, this road, whatever you want to call it. They watched it, and it's inspiring. And you know, as a friend or a family member, and you see someone doing this, and maybe you have a similar problem, you're like, wait a second, if she could do it, and I know her, because you know we're friends or we're family, I know this, and if she can do it, then maybe it's possible for me to do it. And that's when it takes someone like Rebecca to confirm, yes, you can do it. Yes, it's possible. And it's just getting over that speed bump. And that's how influence works. It's not like you have to do a lot. It's just be friendly, share information, be you know, encourage people to like do the things that are necessary to help them live their best life. Reverse your genetic makeup through lifestyle changes. It's totally possible. And I'll tell you what, you don't have to believe me on this crap. There are lots of companies now that you can test your DNA. Yep, test your DNA. And they give you guidelines and recommendations on things to do. You can get preventative testing labs drawn that will give you recommendations based off of your DNA. I mean, this is high level stuff that's available right now. Okay, tracking your information. This is a Whoop. There's the Oura Ring. It's a ring that tracks your information with your heart rate, your HRV, which is your heart rate variability. It tracks your sleep. It tracks your respirations. It tracks your resting heart rate. All these are important measurements of how well your body is functioning. And this stuff is available right now. So all this stuff, like in the past, we're like, I'm not sure what I should do, or I'm not sure, you know, how much I should do, or I tried this, but I'm not getting results. Okay, stop making excuses. There's no more excuses. You can get these, you have to get these things to track yourself, because if you're not tracking it, then you have no idea what you're actually doing. Seriously, you have no idea. You're just guessing. And if you're not getting the results that you want, then you're probably guessing wrong. So tracking it, and the cool thing is, like, these trackers, they're not cheap, but you don't have to do anything. You just wear it, and it tracks everything for you, and it gives you recommendations. It's awesome. There's other companies that if you search that will do testing. They do also. I just did this one recently. The company's called Viome, Viome. I sent in a stool sample. Pretty gross, right? But I sent in a stool sample. You mail this in, and it tests the microbiome in your stomach, so all the bacteria. And then they take that information, and then they give you specific recommendations on the types of food that you can eat based off of your microbiome. And it's crazy, the recommendations. And you're going to be surprised. I was definitely surprised. I did this, and I was really surprised. There's certain things that they say that based off of my digestive system, I should avoid. And there's things that I liked, like tomatoes. Apparently tomatoes, for me, for my personal microbiome, are not good. So that recommends that I avoid or minimize them. On the flip side, it told me there are different foods, like bananas are really good for me. They consider them a superfood. So they identify these superfoods that would do really well with your gastrointestinal flora, and so they recommend specifically. So it takes the what should I do, it takes it away. And not only that, they will produce customized probiotics and prebiotics, as well as customized vitamins that include like 200 different ingredients. And it's all customized. So they have this AI system that takes the flora, and they give specific recommendations of specific amounts of vitamins and nutritional supplementation, and then they make customized vitamins, customized specifically for you. And this is all done by an AI, an artificial intelligence machine. And so it's done fairly cheap. So I take a ton of supplements every month, and I spend a lot of money on all these different supplements. So this one company is now going to allow me to wipe out all the other individuals and take just from one. And it's specific for me, for my body. And it's like, this is a whole new level of health that we, all of us, all our common people, all of us are able to access now, and it's there. So some of you might be stuck. You might say you're stuck, or you might say that you're doing all these lifestyle things. You might believe that you're doing them enough, but if you're not tracking your stuff, then you really don't know. You don't really know how much you're doing. And I was really surprised to find that the level of strain and stress from exercise that I thought I was getting. I thought I was working out really hard, but it turned out it wasn't as hard as I thought it was working out. Okay, and so it gives me different recommendations. It also helps you to avoid overtraining. So sometimes if your body's, if you overtrain, you work out too hard, your body's not ready to do more. And if you do more, it might be more harmful to you than not. So it's great recommendations. I highly recommend tracking stuff. Well, I didn't know this, Rebecca. She said I was pre-diabetic. Along with almost half of my family and ancestors, but I refused to let that be my destiny and am no longer pre-diabetic. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, people like Rebecca sharing this kind of stuff. That's in a nutshell. That's influence. Because I know that there are plenty of you out there that are pre-diabetic, that have high blood pressure, that have high cholesterol. Maybe you have a family history of diabetes, heart disease, stroke, cancer. Maybe you're like, I don't want that crap to happen to me. Maybe it's almost there. You're right on the cusp. Hearing stories like Rebecca, that she's able to buck the system. She's able to get past the genetic makeup and live a better life that she's choosing. So now Rebecca is an example of someone who took the power back. She is the one that has control. It's not the DNA. She took back control. This is free will. You have the ability to be and do anything that you want. And all of this is possible if you want. If you're willing to work for it, it's possible. And when I say work for it, it's financially, but afterwards it's lifestyle. It's actually doing the things that are necessary to have the body that you want, to have the energy that you want, to be healthy the way that you want. It takes effort. But you need people like Rebecca to just show you that it's possible. And she did it. And she was no different than you. No different than me. All you got to do is work for this stuff. And it's not like, look, it's hard work to be big. It sucks, right? It's restricting. I mean, I can imagine if I was carrying around 50 to 100 more pounds. Holy crap, that would be miserable. And that's what these people are doing. You're carrying around an extra 50 to 100 pounds, and it's miserable. It's hard on your knees, hard on your ankles, hard on your hips. You have no energy because it zaps you. It's so much energy just to carry that weight around. Like I go backpacking and camping, and I'll carry a 50-pound pack, full of water mostly, right? But I carry a 50-pound pack, and it's like, it's tiring. I'll still able to hike, but it's really tiring. It's a challenge. Just carrying that weight around, it's difficult. So when you decide it's time to change, I'm tired of this crap, you have examples of people that have done it. You have examples of people that have shown you the way. So now you know it's possible. What's up, Brittany Knowles? See, Brittany's one of our rock stars. She's another, she's had an amazing story. It's people when you create your story, the story itself is what's influential. So as you are coming through this whole process, as you're getting the procedure, you are creating your own story. So create a story where you are the hero and do everything that you can to become that hero. And I think this is what I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping that this encourages you to push yourself to be even better, so you can be a good example for other people. And so everybody wins. If you're motivated to become better, to influence other people, ooh, that's it. That's powerful. That's really, really powerful, because your free will it gets blocked sometimes, right? When it gets blocked, when there's a challenge, when there's a restriction, you're like, I don't want to do that. But if someone pushes you, because a lot of times if you're trying to influence other people, you want to be a positive influence and you want to project strength. And so even when you have those weak moments, you're like, I got to be strong for all of the people back there. I got to be strong for them. And if I can be strong for them, I can push through these issues. I can push through these problems. And now when I'm able to push through it, I'm even more influential for them because I saw the challenges and I pushed right through, and it proves to them that they can do it too. And it shows them the level of effort that it's going to take. And that's inspiring because a lot of people it isn't easy, right? But the harder it is, the more inspirational it is, the more motivational it is. What's up, Lala? You need to see me again. You had your procedure in 2018. All right, let's do it. Okay, Rebecca says, does patient who have had work done already get a chance to partake in this? Say they want to get another area done. Yes, Rebecca, this is specifically for those individuals, for my previous patients. Those are the ones that I think are going to be the best influencers. And so as these individuals, these new individuals have the procedure, I want to have them in their mindset that they're trying to win 50% off indefinitely. This is going to go every single month. So I want them to have it in their mindset. So from the beginning, I want them to give, to share their story, document their story, track their journey, and only to share more and to help more, because their anticipation is if they can influence their friends and family, then they can get the procedure for half off. That's the anticipation. So specifically, I think those people are at a unique advantage because once you've had the procedure, it's much easier to shine light on what you've done. Really, it's much easier. You have your own story. Now, if you haven't had the procedure, trying to influence people to get the procedure that you haven't gotten yet, it's a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult, but you can point them in the direction. And as you point more people in the direction, you'll become more and more influential because you'll build stories. You'll be like, oh, well, this person got the procedure, and they've done really well, and you can tell their story. You repeat the stories. Again, you can use the stories of someone else as an influence as well. But you got to be the person guiding, shepherding, driving, push people in the direction of living their best life. Brittany says, I'll be coming back soon. Need to get this big girl pubic area and regret not doing it. Brittany, it's unfortunate that, you have the fullness in the pubic area because first of all, you look amazing. But in the past, the way that we were doing things and we were treating people, charging the per area, the pubic area wasn't included. So many people, and apparently yourself included, many people opted not to get the pubic area the day of the procedure, and consequently the results, they end up coming back to get the pubic area taken away. So I heard that story too many times and I was like, I'm tired of hearing that. And I know that in most cases, the women who choose not to get the pubic area treated, it was a financial decision. In most cases, not all of them, but in most cases. And so I wanted to completely eliminate that as a choice. So you don't have to make the dollar choice. We're just going to include it. The whole front of the abdomen, when we treat the whole front of the abdomen, it's just included. When we do 360 lipo, it's just included. Because if you have anything there, it would, we want to get the best results, and that's the goal. We want to do the right thing. So I'm trying to do these procedures and recommend these procedures that are going to get you the best results. And I know that this is an issue. I know the pubic area, if you don't treat it, it becomes an issue, especially when I'm very aggressive. And I'm very aggressive in the area where we're able to get that fold to go away. And now your belly's flat, but you got this big bulge, and for women, big bulge down that area is not so good. Okay, Rebecca's sharing the link to the group, and then in the group, this is an area where you can go to see a lot of these pictures and connect with these individuals. So if you're new to this channel and you're looking to get this procedure, you should connect with these previous patients. And again, I'm hoping that the previous patients are going to come in more and help in this. They're already helping a lot. People like Rebecca, Blanquita, There's a lot of our previous patients that are already there. They're already helping. They're already influential. But I want to encourage it more, and I want to get more of our previous patients. So new people coming in will have a variety of people to connect with. Because from my understanding, the people who come in, they're more likely to connect with somebody who is like them. So, Heather here, she's more likely to uh, influence people that were like the way she was, and now she presents as an example of what's possible for this group of people, these people that are similar to her. Okay. Nina says, hello, 2 more weeks and I'll be seeing you guys. Good to hear, Nina. So Nina and all these other girls that are saying they're coming in the next couple weeks, I just want you to start, I want to plant the seed in your mind, get you start thinking about this stuff, that you now, once you come through this process, you're going to have a superpower. You're going to have the ability to help all your friends and family and guide them towards this direction where they can change their lives as well. And that's really what we're trying to do. And I hope that, as you influence your friends and family to change their lives, it's essentially like you're recruiting team members. Because if you get more people in your family to start doing the lifestyle changes, it's way easier when other people are doing it with you. Way easier. And the Facebook group it's a good way to connect. And so, just because if your family members aren't around you, the group is a place where you can go there and you can connect with other individuals, and you can be positively influence each other and keep each other, on track doing the right thing. Yeah, Rebecca agrees. It's pretty rewarding. And I know Rebecca, Rebecca's she does auditory stuff. She helps people with hearing aids. And so it's the same, I think people that go into medicine, we all kind of have this trait that we want to help people, we want to make a difference. And I think that, I'm sure, Rebecca, you have the same trait from that standpoint, and that you probably get the same benefit from helping your patients, because it's, I'm sure helping somebody hear again, you probably get some really good testimonials from that. Okay, let's see, on Instagram here, we had someone that says, I'm 50. I love to do the liposuction. Okay, so for the if you're just jumping on the channel, the first thing you want to do is head over to our website, where we have a link for the quick quote. The quick quote will where you can just put some basic information in there, and we can get you a quote. So you don't even have to call our office. You can get an instant quote. You can get that right now. And then when you're serious, once you see the price and you're like, okay, I can do this, when you're serious, the next step is doing your formal consultation. There is everybody who has a procedure at MyShape Lipo has to have a formal consultation. I want to speak with all the patients that are having procedures. I want to make sure we're on the same path, we have the same mindset, and that you're the right person and we're a good fit. So go to the website, get the quick quote. Once you see the pricing, then sign up for the paid consultation, or the formal consultation. Rebecca, I'm seeing these your comments like delayed, right? It's not right. I don't see it right when I say it, so I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, but I'm glad you're enjoying this stuff. Hopefully I can provide some type of entertainment for you women. Okay, so see, Nina says, super nervous, but putting that aside, taking the leap. See, Nina, this is the thing. Your story, the nervousness, all that stuff, that's the stuff you package up into your story. And then once you come out the other side, that story is the same thing that the person right before you. There's going to be another person just like you tomorrow, the next day, someone just like you that's anxious, they're nervous, they're scared, they don't know anybody who's had the procedure, they're traveling, they're, in those nerves. It's to have somebody like you, Nina, now that once you come through the procedure to turn back around and say and find somebody that had the same nervousness, same level, same energy, same anxiety for you specifically. Now you connect with that person. It's like, man, I know exactly where you were. I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly how it is. And I just took the leap. And this is what happened. And then we create the story from there, right? This is what happened. I changed my diet. I changed my lifestyle. I started drinking more water. I started going to the gym every day. I made sure my husband changed his eating habits so we can together do this and change our lifestyle. See, these are the things that as you create the story, you turn back around and you share your experience. Because maybe you try something. This is even better. Maybe you try something and it doesn't work. Now you're going to save them time. Don't even bother. It doesn't work. It was a gimmick, right? So you can share these things. Like, let's say, some of these like non-surgical techniques, like some people go out and get Cool Sculpt, where they're going to, freeze the fat and it's going to go away, right? Like magic. Well, anybody who's tried that stuff just knows that it's really expensive and it doesn't do shit. So if you can save somebody from spending, $5,000-$6,000 on something that doesn't work, then that's valuable, right? Very valuable. Rebecca, this is really interesting. She says, I don't have one family member that has lived past 70, and I want to live into my 90s. See, the reason why this is interesting, okay, there's a couple things. Yesterday, I was just speaking to somebody, one of my neighbors, his dad. He's 74 years old, and he's got terrible heart, diabetic, and he was, in the past, he was like 300 pounds, and he told me, he said, we were looking around and said, none of our friends that live into their 70s and 80s are fat. None of them. And so they realized, they're like, maybe we should lose the weight. And it started to go and get through his head, right? Unfortunately, it's a little late for him. And he's got a bad heart, diabetes, he's got a fused ankle. I mean, he's got a lot of things that are stacked up against him at this point. So your job is to not get those things stacked up against you. You got to prevent them from happening. And Rebecca, another thing, this is like which kind of connects with this is my mom. You may have heard me tell the story. She had her carotid arteries. She had surgery on them, and I asked her after she had this diagnosis, and she had some other issues. She was struggling. She was really anxious and nervous and worried about dying. And so I said, Mom, how long do you want to live? And she's like, she was taken back. She's like, whoa, what do you mean? How long do I want to live? I'm like, how long do you want to live? How long do you expect to be on this planet? And she thought about it for a second, and she's like, she's 74. She thought about it for a second. She's like, I want to live into my 90s. I said, that's fair. I think that's reasonable, So if you want to do that, you have to start acting as if you're going to live that long. So what does that mean? Our teeth, they need to last our entire lifetime. If they don't, then you're getting them replaced. That could be a source of problems. If you have to get dental work done, it could be a source of infection. It could be all kinds of problems. So you got to take care of your teeth, right? And simple stuff. Your body, you got to take care of it. So you got to change your diet, change your exercise. You got to get stronger. If you want to keep walking until you're 90, you can't sit on the couch all day. That shit don't work. We already know that. There's no doubt in my mind. If you sit on the couch for a long period of time, you're going to stop walking. That's it. You either use it or you lose it. So if you don't start changing your mindset and start acting as if, hear these words, if you need to act as if you're that 90-year-old. Because if you want to live to be that 90-year-old, just like if you want to be that thinner person, you want to be that leaner person, you need to act as if you're the leaner person already. And then eventually time catches up to you. Cool thing, Rebecca. I'm like, see, now that makes it even more exciting, right? That people start setting these goals, like long-term goals. And now, I have this longevity goal. I want to live to be 150. You can take that 90 and I'm going to keep going, right? And I think that with the way technology is, and I've been doing a lot of research on this stuff, and longevity, I've been doing a ton of research. So keep following me and you guys are going to live forever. There's actually a lot of
futuristic technology that's happening right now that if you can live long enough, and I would say about another 20 years, if you can live about another 20 years, you could probably live forever. And what's going to happen is the technology coming out is going to help you prolong your life even longer. And then say you can prolong your life another 20 years. In 20 years, the technology is going to help you prolong your life even further and help to rejuvenate and turn back the hands of the time. So all you got to do now is just stay alive long enough to live forever. And I believe it's going to be about 20 years, more or less, right? And what's going to happen in 20 years? There's technology now to clone our organs. So your heart goes bad, they can clone your own heart. So you get your 20-year-old heart, boom, you're now a 20-year-old again, almost, right? Same thing with all the other organs. They can clone them. There's other ways, is cloning, there's a couple other technologies that are happening right now. Did you know that they can 3D print with biological material? They can 3D print a heart, and then they take your DNA and they seed it with the stem cells. The stem cells can become anything, so they seed your DNA, your stem cell within that 3D printed organ, and within a month, the cells grow all throughout it and becomes a functioning organ. It's craziness. Okay, this is happening right now. It's happening already. It's already here. It's going to take a little bit of time to get the mainstream, but that's what I'm saying. 10, 20 years and you're good. Okay, but you got to survive. So start living the healthy life now so you can live forever. So 90 years, I mean, that'll be like child's play. I won't even be a toddler by that point. So I'm just trying to set the standards high. Okay, Rebecca says, I need to meet Brittany. We found out, oh, nice. Good to hear. What's up, Lynette? Lynette, congratulations. You're gonna be, no, that's not the same Lynette. No, there was one of our previous patients. She found out that she's gonna be a grandma. Super exciting. Okay, how long do you have to wait in between procedures? So typically we're having you wait about a month, 30 days. Now that just depends on how well you're healing. So if you're not healing too well, then you may kick it back a little bit longer. Okay, so I had my upper and lower abdomens. Okay, Lala says, I had my upper and lower abdomens, now I need my upper and lower back, plus the top of my butt. Yeah, that's Lala. So if you had the front of the abdomen treated before, then we have a package. If you go through the quick quote system now, the pricing is different. So it's not pricing per area, it's pricing per the whole deal. So we call it the waist now. So to get you something like this all the way around the waistline to create that hourglass figure, that's what you're going to be looking for. Then go schedule the consultation so we can talk. Nina says, I can totally help them with lifestyle changes. However, they see cosmetic surgery in the negative aspect, so it's hard for me to share my experiences and results, but totally ready for me. So that's cool, Nina. You're not going to be able to help, we can't help everybody. You can only help the people that want to be helped. That's it. And don't feel like you have to help everybody, and the people that won't accept your information, just bye. Go on to the next one, because you're gonna help somebody, and it doesn't have to be everybody. Like, let's say it's 1 in 10 people that you're able to change their life forever. That's exciting, and it's worth going through the numbers, right? You talk to me, just keep sharing, just keep telling your story. See, I look amazing, but for some reason, after I was sick, I gained weight, even though I eat pretty healthy and work out. It seemed like I put on weight. All my family members think I'm crazy. I'm 57. I look like I'm 35, but I want to wear halter. See, that's awesome. That's awesome. And like, if you're 57 and you look like 35, then you're in my boat. We're gonna live to be 100, right? And we're gonna look like we're in our. I'm gonna tell you this. With the way technology is going, we're going to be able to rejuvenate things. And so essentially you're going to be able to pick the age that you'll stay there. So you'll look the same. Okay? It's possible, but it's not easy, and you got to work for it. right? And then you have to live long enough in order for the technology to kick in. Okay, the technology is coming. It's already in the works. Just a matter of time. How long before I can get WOW again? I went to in March. How long? I'm not sure what that means. I'm assuming another procedure. So again, it's another month or so after your healing. So let's see. I just had a patient a week ago who is approaching 115. That's freaking awesome. See, that's inspiration and motivation. Yeah, when you see people that are living that long, it's possible, right? Then you got to start talking to the people like, what are you doing? Nowadays, there's new technologies, there's things that people are doing to live longer. And look, I'm 45. You're not going to see, if I'm able to live to 150 for another, 100 years. So it's going to take some time. But if you believe it's possible, then you're going to start doing the things that I'm talking about. And hopefully I can inspire you to live a better life, live your best life. Because we're not here forever. Okay, how do we enter the contest? On Instagram, I pinned the comment. On Facebook, it's up in the post, and YouTube sucks. So it's there. And this is the first day we're doing this stuff, so we're not entirely prepared for all of this stuff. So we'll get the stuff going for you. We'll get it on the website hopefully later tonight or tomorrow. But to enter the contest, right now we have it on Facebook and on Instagram. We have the link. So you're gonna just fill out that information. But whether you sign up today, tomorrow, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Start helping others, start influencing others, start guiding them in this direction, because ultimately the winner is going to be chosen from the actual patients who have the procedure. They're going to vote because we're going to ask them who helped influence you, who guided you, who pushed you in this direction, who shared their information with you, which one did you connect with the most. And that vote is going to choose the winner each month. Right, this will be super awesome. I can't wait. I hope you guys are getting excited like I am, because I think this is going to be a super cool, exciting thing that we're all going to help other people, and it's fun times. So I'm going to end this now. It's been enjoyable. Thank you for watching. If you want to enter this contest, please fill out the form on Facebook or Instagram right now. We're going to get that up on our website soon. But just start helping people. Just start being more generous and more grateful for the things that you've been given, and show people the path. That's the key. Is you just gotta. Most people think they're so limited in this world, and we just need to open up their minds to what is possible. And this is what we're all here for, right? Is helping people along this path of life, helping this along this path of becoming your true self, whatever that is. Become who you are supposed to be. And if I can help you to make a better decision for your life and help get you along the right path, then that makes me feel so happy. But I want to share that joy with you, because you now have the ability to help other people just like I do. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back later this week.